Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ben Axelrod coming to you just a few hours ahead of kickoff between the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans at First Energy Stadium. I myself am getting ready to head downtown and head to First Energy Stadium and cover the game for WKYC.com. And you can follow us on the website throughout the day, on Twitter, on Instagram, on pretty much anywhere you can find social media. We'll be covering the game as well as on, like I said, WKYC.com. But just wanted to take a minute here before I get headed downtown to talk to you guys about today's game. The Browns enter this game 0-1 after last week's thrilling 33-29 defeat to the Houston Texans, or to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing the Texans today. Meanwhile, the Texans are coming off a week 1 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they enter this 1-0, but I think, the Browns enter this game as a 12.5-point favorite, and they do so for good reason. And I think you could argue that the Browns are going from playing the best team in the NFL a week ago in the Kansas City Chiefs to what very well may be the worst team in the NFL just from a pure roster standpoint in the Houston Texans. It's kind of funny. The Texans played at First Energy Stadium against the Browns last year, and the Browns won that game, but they were a tough out, and obviously a lot of that had to do with Deshaun Watson, who statistically was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL last season. He's not playing today. He hasn't been playing for the Texans throughout the preseason. He's reportedly asked for a trade. He's dealing with off-the-field issues. The Texans, I think, are very clearly in a rebuilding phase. They entered this game with Tyrod Taylor as their starting quarterback, a brief former Cleveland Brown who started a couple of games in the 2018 season before Baker Mayfield took over. J.J. Watt's not there anymore. Obviously, it's been a few years since Jadeveon Clowney, who now plays for the Browns, has been there. It's just a roster that I think, top to bottom, DeAndre Hopkins, their wide receiver, he's in his their former wide receiver, he's in his second season with the Arizona Cardinals. I just think this top to bottom roster is probably the worst in the NFL. And then meanwhile, you have a Browns franchise and a Browns roster that's really ascending. Even in defeat last week, they looked really solid on both sides of the ball. Myles Garrett making plays on defense, Baker Mayfield coming into his own in his second season under Kevin Stefanski. And then obviously that Cleveland Browns running game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, which had success against the Chiefs last weekend. I think they'll find a lot of success today. So, like I said, this is a big spread in terms of gambling odds, and the Browns are a near 2-touchdown favorite, and I think they cover that. I think you're going to see a Browns team that's energized by a sold-out crowd at First Energy Stadium for the first time since 2019. Just texting with some people who are already downtown. The city's electric. There's definitely a buzz in terms of the atmosphere, and I just think the Browns are going to feed on that, and just more importantly than that, I just think the Browns are a much better team, and I don't think that this Texans offense especially is going to be able to keep pace with the Browns. So I'm expecting a big Browns win. We'll see what happens during the game, and I'll check back with you afterwards. Thanks for watching.